I'm going red. First time I hooked up with a famous person. This is actually the question. Hey guys, I am Tigerlily and we are here in BuzzFeed Australia offices answering some questions about my first times. First time you messed up at a gig. Okay, well this is obvious. This was my first gig ever. During my first gig, I stopped the music 3 times. Not once, but 3 times I pressed stop accidentally. First time you went by Tigerlily. So when I decided that I wanted to be a DJ, I actually got my mum to help me choose my name. And there were 2 options. There was Tigerlily and Bambi. Tigerlily was the only option really, because when I was younger, I always wanted my name to be Tigerlily. First time you experienced sexism in the music industry. I experienced sexism in the music industry literally from the get-go. So when I started DJing, I did a competition called Your Shot, which pretty much gives young kids the opportunity to learn how to mix, learn how to perform. And I remember after I came second in Your Shot, so there was about 100 contestants and I was number 2, which was amazing. A lot of people were saying that I only came runner-up because I was a girl, maybe because I was cute, not because I could actually mix. Whereas in actual fact, I'm a really good DJ, so. But yeah, experienced it from the get-go. First time you realized you had made it. Well, I still don't think I've made it, so that question doesn't apply. First time you said no to someone in the music industry. Being a female in the music industry, it can be a little bit difficult and intimidating when you're around powerful, popular men a lot of the time, especially when you're younger. But I had a really awesome mentor from a really young age, from when I was about 19 or 20, who really helped me to navigate through a whole lot of stuff. And so I remember practicing saying no at a very young age, from when I started, from when I was about 19. And I think saying no is the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. I'm going red. First time I hooked up with a famous person was probably when I was about 21 and I'd been DJing for a couple of years. And obviously being a DJ, you get to meet a whole lot of people in clubs and performances and festivals and stuff. I'm not going to say who that person was, but yeah, I was about 20.
Any clues?
No clues. First time your song got played on the radio. So I remember this exactly. I was with my friends DJing in Sydney and we were catching a taxi in between my couple of shows. I might have even been playing 2 or 3 shows that night. And we heard my song come on the radio and we were screaming and dancing, and the taxi driver had to turn it up, of course. First time someone recognized you in public. I don't actually remember this, but I will say that it got to a point. So this is a wig. My hair's actually blonde underneath this, and I changed it up from actually having my natural hair dyed blue because I was becoming recognized a bit too much in public for my liking. And it was about 4 years ago. I just got into a new relationship and I felt like, even though it was really nice having fans come up to me a lot and talk and ask for photos, it was kind of affecting our relationship. It never really allowed us to have private time in public together. So I decided to change my hair back to natural and wear wigs, and I have not looked back because it means that I can change my hair color all the time. Ooh, first time you wrote a song. I actually wrote a song for the first time when I was 4. I went to a music school that really encouraged composition and stuff like that. And so I think my first song was probably about 4 bars long and comprised of about 3 notes. Not very creative. I think it might have been something along the lines of beep beep goes the car or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's very often that we get to like sit down and reflect on what we've done and maybe the small elements of what we've done that make up a real big picture. Often, you know, you can look back and say, oh yeah, I've had a great career, the last 10 years have been awesome, but you don't necessarily think about all the little moments that have kind of been along the way. So yeah, it's pretty cool.